Secret bonus extra life.
That sounded a lot better than the last one, though. I thought we were synchronized.
Yeah.
We're gonna get good at this.
Yeah.
Every time one of us is sick or out, we're gonna be doing a secret bonus extra life.
What if we harmonize the regular intro?
Oh boy.
Hello
We
and
could.
welcome.
Hello and welcome. Oh well, welcome.
Welcome. I'm back
Rylan's back.
Forky
again.
Big
from the
back.
future.
Back again.
That's right.
Yeah, this is gonna make a little bit more sense because this does end. This is the end of you actually being gone.
Yeah.
from big
Yeah.
episodes. So, Rylan wasn't able to make it to our Two Falls episode.
No.
I think we gave a little peek behind the screen during the episode, but we had to record Balatro and Two Falls in one night.
Yeah.
And Rylan was just injured.
I was at home resting. I wasn't brave enough.
No, well, I have a lot of stairs. Even today, it was difficult.
No, today was fine. I feel so good right now.
I take that back. It was fine.
As long as I don't have to crutch up the stairs, if I can crawl up the stairs like I did, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're starting anew. We did this with Balatro, and I'm realizing I called it Balatro until now because you called it Balatro, and I've slipped back into my ways. But anyways, Extra Life. We'll be doing these anytime someone misses an episode, whether they're sick or have plans or vacation or whatever. If you played the game and you're able to get to next recording, we can do an Extra Life.
Oh, I played the game.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
And we are here to listen to you talk about it. So
We'll
just
pull up a chair and take a listen.
Yay. But before you get too into it,
Okay, I'll calm down.
what did you rate this game?
Oh shit.
Two Falls, that is. Can't remember if I said that.
Yeah. We're rating Two Falls. This is episode 3, kind of listen last week if you need to know more about this game, and the week before that for even fewer spoilers. So here's my thing. I was really into this game up until like the end.
Yeah.
And that's such a bummer.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how do I rate this? You know,
Yeah.
like, is it the journey or is it the destination?
Yeah.
And right now I feel a little bit mixed on it, but
I mean, I think the way I looked at it is I tried to compare my enjoyment between Firewatch and Two Falls because they're like the same genre
Yeah.
of game. Almost, essentially, they're exactly the same genre-wise. Or playstyle, I guess. I landed rating them the same because I liked them for different reasons.
that doesn't help me because I don't remember what you rated Firewatch.
I
as.
rated Firewatch a 3.3, so Two Falls was also a 3.3 for me.
I think it's higher than that for me. It's hard, yeah, because Firewatch was definitely lower. But Firewatch, I was like kind of cranky the whole time, and this game I was like excited to like pick it up again.
Yeah.
I think it had the same amount of like these games that are basically like walking simulators. I will get to my score, but I have to talk it out first.
Yeah, it's all good.
That are like walking simulators. I feel like I can't like sit there and play them for that long because it just gets kind of boring.
Yeah.
But I was really interested, and I'm like, what is going to happen in the story? I was invested in the characters. Like this is how you want to feel from a story game.
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so it did a good job of that. And well, okay, I'm going to say this is a 3.7.
Wow.
That's what I'm going to do.
Wow.
Pretty good. Yeah.
I was pretty into this, and I also I enjoyed that you had decisions to make in dialogue, and they would change. Like it would say like, oh, Shawn grows more dogmatic with her faith, or his name was Mick. What's his name? Miken. Thank you. Or like Miken became more open-minded or something like that, you know? So it had like just enough role play element that I kind of like started role playing a little bit. And I was like, okay, well, so my Jean, she was like very faith focused, but also like manipulative. So that's how I played her. And I went for those kind of traits where she had her goal in mind to get, she was, assuming we've talked about the story in the other episodes already, but she's trying to get to Quebec to get married and, you know, whatever, do her church colonial thing.
Yeah.
And so to me, she was like, that is my end and all the means justify it. But also she's very faith-based and she would not like stray from that either. So for me, I was excited when she got to the little colony and was working with that creepy asshole
Oh god.
guy from like the get-go.
My nightmares.
So
He
creepy.
was so creepy.
Yeah.
But I was like, yes. I was like, this is like, she's going to eat this up. Like, she's totally going to be his crony. And so I was really disappointed in the end because no matter what you select, she is like against it. Like, you know, she
Yeah.
kind of goes along with it, but she hates it the whole time. And I'm like, dang, dude, no, this is what you should do.
Yeah.
This is, you know, you're going to listen to this guy. You're going to listen to the reverend, the evil reverend, and go along with this. So I was really invested in that and really bummed at how it turned out.
I've been waiting to ask you this because I knew that you were playing this. You kind of alluded to playing this way a little bit.
Uh-huh.
When there's a point in the game where it's right after, what's his name?
Tejon.
Tejon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pierre.
Tejon Wastasta.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Uh-huh.
Tejon and the Reverend get in like this huge argument, and then Tejon storms off. And then the Reverend walks over, and you have the choice to either go talk to Tejon or go talk to the Reverend. Who'd you talk to?
The reverend.
Okay, perfect,
happened?
because we didn't, and we want to know what happened.
Gosh, you know, I have to remember things. You didn't tell me this. Gosh, this is awkward. I don't remember exactly. I do remember that there's like, after you say you chat with the Reverend for a little bit. I'm trying to think. I think the Reverend is pretty understanding of like Tejon's perspective on things, which I think like is a bonus and helped with like my role play brain, because he wasn't just like a straight up wicked evil guy who just did and said nasty things all the time. You know, he's like, oh, you know, Tejon has this perspective and you know, I see it. But you know, this is, you know, what is important, kind of thing, which was his perspective. And let's get into perspectives again in a bit. But I do remember after that chat, you see like from Tejon's perspective, and he's like in the lookout tower and he's like looking at you guys and he's like, oh,
Because you get when we went and talked to Tejon, you get the Reverend. It zooms out from like behind the Reverend's head.
Yeah.
You're like, oh God, he's mad at me.
Yeah.
do you guys know? Okay, so like obviously the choices you make affect like what your character might say in dialogue and things like that. But like, is anything else changed in the story?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
So,
I mean,
I guess I have another follow-up question though. Like when it got to the party or the festival, what did you do with the mushrooms? Did you cook the mushrooms and feed it to the...
So at the party, man, I think I had a spoiler for this. I should have looked this up. I think this may have been based on an actual historical event.
Oh.
The situation where they were poisoned at the festival.
Yeah.
I won't go into a long story, but I was trying to Google something about the culture of the fudge, not the Inu, the tribe that Tejon was a part of.
Wendat.
Thank you. I saw something that mentioned this festival in some context, and for some reason I like got a vibe that was like, this feels like spoilers, because this festival was it was like the day to celebrate the saints that had died or something, right?
Yep.
And I got a vibe about it. And I was like, I feel like this is spoilers, because I was already kind of thinking that I knew what was going to happen at the festival. I was like, dude, this is some bad shit that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I went and got the mushrooms. Shawn obviously knows like, oh no, like these are bad. Goes to talk to the Reverend about it. And he's like, we got to do this. It's what we got to do. They won't listen to us any other way. So then I went back, and there's a moment where she's like, what do I do? Can I really do this? And I was like, yeah, do it.
Man.
So glad we're
Tejon,
talking about this because we didn't.
So,
yeah.
Well, I didn't think I had an option, because both dialogue options that I had for like the choice. So I love the way the choices popped up in this game, where it's like really intense and it's heavy. Like, you know, just like in it's a little girl game. She's got her butt out at one point.
Oh,
Little Misfortune.
Little Misfortune. I don't know why that popped in. She does have her butt out at one point.
She does. Yeah.
Little Misfortune, it did this really well. Also, where it really makes the choices feel very important, because they like the whole game stops and you can like choose, and the whole like screen is like shaking or some crap. But she had a moment where she's like, what do I do? But they both kind of seemed like it was the same. So I went with the one that I felt like was more evil.
Yeah.
And so she goes and cuts up the mushrooms, and then Tejon catches her. He's like, Shawn. And she's like, oh. And then that's like the end of the chapter. Then you go and you
And
see
there's, like, a fight.
Myken and Pierre.
Oh.
Because that's like,
So what we did is we went and talked to Tejon. We didn't cut the mushrooms up. We went and talked to Tejon to like tell him about it.
nah.
And then and then it is the end of the chapter, but the next chapter starts with them like arguing.
Yeah.
So like they're arguing by the fire.
Yeah, I feel like there's a scene with like, you know, maybe I stopped playing at that point for the night, and so that's why it feels like some stuff happened in between.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I definitely remember a scene with them like arguing by the fire, and there was some shoving going on, and something like flew off the table, started a fire. You know.
Yeah.
So I think and see, it's a bummer. Like I feel like when I was playing this game, I was imagining where the different storylines and the characters, like the way they interacted, like where was this all leading, and like I was imagining that different choices you made could make the story play out in different ways.
Yeah.
So it's really a bummer that didn't end up happening. I did really still enjoy the game, but I will say like there was like 10 minutes of dialogue that's like really sappy at the end.
Yeah. It was a little too fairy tale for me, and I literally can't remember if we talked about this on the last episode because sorry guys, I haven't edited the episodes that we're talking about yet. But I may have mentioned it, but like this is obviously not what happened in real life.
Well, and
I'm sure that there were some situations. I mean, there obviously were colonists and indigenous people that did have great relationships and but like big picture
it was fucked.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Real bad. Yeah.
It was not as picturesque as this game ended.
Well, and I think too, it's like I guess it just didn't feel to me, and maybe because I was trying to role play characters a certain way, like it didn't feel like it wrapped up in a way that like Tejon and Jean like met again at the end. Like they'd already it was Myken. Sorry, Myken. Like they met for the first time, Myken and Jean, and they like immediately start having these deep conversations and telling each other, and like now it's a Disney ending, and I was like, what? It just didn't seem natural. And so like I don't mind like that kind of being somewhat of a message in the game, but I don't know, it didn't seem very organic at the end for me, when I was really enjoying the relationship building and stuff otherwise in this game. The ending was just kind of poopy.
Yeah, it kind of fell flat at the end because of that.
Yeah, and I think that's why my score ended up being on about the same playing level as Firewatch, because for me it was the graphics and the look and the feel of Firewatch was amazing, but the story fell flat. And this one, the graphics weren't the best and it wasn't as smooth. The story was good until the end, but I don't know, it was kind of, there are things I liked about both.
That's funny. I thought this game was really, really pretty. I just thought the characters, like their faces looked weird, and the dog, unfortunately, the dog was like really generic. Like its animations looked like they were from like Skyrim or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we definitely did talk about the mismatch of quality and graphics for like the surrounding environment and the actual characters. It was almost like a realistic mixed with a cartoon, which didn't work for me. But
yeah, I wish they would have taken a little bit more time to just polish everything up a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. Like some of those freaking colonists guys, they looked weird.
Yeah,
when they're like staring at you with no expression and like yelling or something. I don't know. It's weird.
But and we've talked about this already, but I thought it was a really important game, and I learned so much about stuff that it's even hard to Google. Like I was Googling stuff about the game, and a lot of the majority of the information that was popping up was related to the game, which was crazy.
Yeah. I did want to bring up, if we still have time, like that as well. Like I feel like this game, I know they had contributors that what is the word I'm looking for, like
that were
like cultural consultants, cultural consultants that I think knew their stuff, because like there was something that like Myken said that was like offhand, that was like a word that's in a language I don't know. And I like looked up that word and it was like way down on the Google list for me to find out what it meant.
Finding any of the
yeah.
pronunciations for this was near impossible. I still don't know if I said them right, but we did talk about it in the beginning of the rating episode, and I've got it open here so I can. They worked really closely with. They worked really closely with Inu institutions and their elders, and so not only did they work with like they were working with like the script and the scene and like the way that characters reacted, and they made sure like the dialogue was correct and like the kind of the reactions were true to their people, and I
think that's
really
phenomenal.
cool.
Yeah. Something else that I just like, last thing I wanted to touch on was just like the perspectives in this game I thought was really neat. I'm a big sucker for that. Just like anything that's going to give me like unique perspectives and make you think about how perspectives like, affect people's motivations and their perception on things. I'm a big fan of. And then also I think just like this setting with like this time period, is interesting to me, especially with that like conflux of those perspectives too. It's really interesting to think about and put yourself in those shoes.
Yeah.
So I liked it.
Cool.
Yeah. I did see that. I saw actually today that it was people were voting for it to win a social impact award for.
Oh,
I did see it was.
Cool.
It was like it's up for this year. I can't remember which award ceremony it is or what
Penx or something like that. I don't know,
but it was. I mean, there were a few awards that it was nominated for, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
I think it's cool because I think like this is a topic that like, I mean, we all live in America, but it's like really, is this taught to you in schools ever? Not really. Like it's weird how much of a blind spot this is for people to learn about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a source of cultural shame in some ways, I'm sure, but that's not really an excuse, I feel like, because it's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it affects a lot of things today even too.
Yeah.
So good to know about.
Yeah. Well, thanks for again hobbling in here again.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Sharing your opinions. We're really excited that we kind of started doing this because this is not going to be the last time one of us misses an episode because unfortunately we
have lives. And extra lives.
Not even
True.
we have full-time jobs outside of this, which is lame.
Yeah.
Plus, super lame.
Life things and
Yeah, I don't have much of a life, so you can't get rid of me very easily. But but yeah, so just quick plugs. If you want to find us on most social medias, you can find us as Let Me Be Your GG with no spaces. That's LetMeBeyourGG, no spaces. You can also email us at letmebeyourgg@gmail.com. If you have game recommendations that you'd like us to play, or just if you want to say hi, email us and say hi. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next week. We'll see you on Tuesday. We're doing Children of Morta. It'll be the rating episode for Children of Morta.
Ooh, get ready.
So I'm excited.
Get excited. We're excited.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for listening. Can't wait to see you on Tuesday. And thank you so much for letting me be your game guide. GG, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.